I have big news for you if you are a paraprofessional or planning to become one. The ParaPro test, the one that's been around for years, is officially on its way out. Starting September 2025, Educational Testing Service, or ETS, is rolling out a brand new exam, the Praxis ParaPathways, also known as Test Code 5757. Welcome to Pass Your Praxis channel. I'm Selena with over 20 years of teaching and a test prep expert with study.com. If you're wondering what this means for you, whether you should stick with the old ParaPro or go for the new test, and how this transition is going to work, you're in the right place. Let's break down everything you need to know. ETS, the organization behind these tests, says ParaPathways is more than just a replacement. It's a major update and expansion that shifts from being a single, one-and-done test to a more holistic program for paraprofessional growth. They've even branded it as a way to redefine paraeducator potential. The key reason for the redesign is alignment. Schools today rely on paraprofessionals much more than they did when the ParaPro was first created. Paraeducators aren't just doing basic tutoring or supervision anymore. They're active partners in instruction. That's why ParaPathways places a big emphasis on what are called high-leverage practice modules. These are short learning modules designed to be taken before you sit for the exam. They will help you build core paraeducator skills like engaging students, managing classrooms in a positive way, working effectively with learners from different backgrounds, and tailoring instruction to individual needs. These aren't just test questions, they're training. The goal is to make sure you feel prepared not only to take the exam, but also to step confidently into the classroom. In other words, ParaPathways is both an assessment and a professional development pathway. So instead of just asking, do you know math and reading yourself? The new exam is asking, can you take what you know and help a student use it successfully in the classroom? It's a fundamental shift in focus, and one that matches the growing importance of paraprofessionals in schools. The ParaPathways exam carries the official test code 5757, and it is the direct successor to the ParaPro, which is test code 1755. The transition officially began on September 1st, 2025. From that date until August 31st, 2026, there will actually be a 1-year overlap period. During that year, you'll be able to take either the old ParaPro or the new ParaPathways, depending on what your state allows and what works best for you. Beginning on September 1st, 2026, though, the ParaPro is gone for good, and ParaPathways becomes the only accepted exam for paraprofessional certification. Now, here's something important. June 30th, 2025 was the last day anyone could take the ParaPro through Prometric test centers. After that, all testing, whether it's the last round of ParaPro or the new ParaPathways, is handled directly through the ETS's own testing network. So don't look for Prometric because it's no longer an option. Let's start with the structure of the old exam. The old ParaPro bundled everything into one long session, 90 questions in reading, writing, and math, all packed into 2.5 hours. ParaPathways takes a different approach. It's now divided into 2 subtests and has a total of 87 questions. The first is reading and writing, also known as test code 5758. This subtest gives you 85 minutes to get through 51 multiple choice questions. The second is mathematics, or test code 5759. Here you'll have 60 minutes to answer 36 questions. Altogether, the exam runs 145 minutes, so still about the same length overall, but split into 2 distinct parts. So, what really sets ParaPathways apart from ParaPro? First, the calculator policy. For the first time, you'll be able to use an on-screen 4-function calculator on the math subtest. That might sound small, but it lines up more closely with the kind of support you'd actually have in a real classroom. Second, the test content is designed to line up more closely with the core skills you actually need as a paraeducator. It doesn't just check those skills one by one. It also looks at how you apply them while supporting instruction in the classroom. In the reading and writing subtest, you'll see about 30 reading-focused questions and 21 writing-focused ones. On the reading section, expect to see questions about understanding what you read, figuring out word meanings, and recognizing tone, structure, and author's perspective. It also covers phonics, fluency, using evidence or data to support ideas. Finally, you'll show you can help students walk through what they read in meaningful ways. The writing section focuses on writing and communication skills. You'll need to show you can use proper grammar and conventions, recognize strong and organized writing, and know how to improve it through the writing process. It also checks that you can tell the difference between credible and unreliable sources, use evidence effectively, and support responsible use of technology for writing and collaboration. For ParaPro, you'll need to complete 30 questions for reading and 30 for writing. The reading section checks that you can break down and understand what you read. Things like main idea, word meanings, fact versus opinion, and even charts or graphs. It also covers phonics and decoding, plus how you would help students with strategies like pre-reading, asking questions, and using tools to build comprehension. The writing section makes sure you're confident with writing basics, like grammar, punctuation, spelling, and organizing clear ideas. It also covers how to improve writing through planning, drafting, and revising, plus using relevant reference materials. Finally, you'll show you can help students write for different purposes, from essays to letters. The main difference between the reading and writing sections on ParaPathways and ParaPro is that ParaPathways looks at how well you can use key reading and writing skills together. This follows the science of reading approach. You won't see topics like distinguishing synonyms, antonyms, and homonyms, or older pre-reading strategies like skimming and making predictions anymore. Those were removed because they don't match the college and career readiness standards or the science of reading principles. In math, it's split evenly on ParaPathways, 18 questions on numbers and operations, and 18 on geometry, measurement, and data analysis. The numbers and operations section checks your comfort with numbers and basic math concepts. You'll solve problems with integers, fractions, decimals, and percents, work with exponents, and follow the order of operations. You'll also tackle simple word problems and one-variable equations, making sure you can interpret numbers, symbols, and basic math language along the way. Geometry, measurement, and data analysis tests your skills with measurement, geometry, and handling data. You'll work with things like telling time, measuring lengths, volumes, and weights, and converting units. You'll also solve problems involving shapes, perimeter, area, and coordinates, all while thinking about how you'd guide students through these concepts. If you take the ParaPro instead, you'll see about 30 math questions. This section looks at your math skills and how you use them to support students. You will handle numbers, fractions, decimals, percents, and simple algebra along with measurement, shapes, and interpreting data. You'll also show how you can help students work through problems and make sense of charts, graphs, and classroom math tasks. The biggest change between the ParaPro and the new ParaPathways in the math section is that ParaPathways focuses only on the essential math skills you need to support students effectively. This is aligned with the college and career readiness standards, so it's more targeted and relevant than the ParaPro test. And the final difference between the two exams is the flexibility built into ParaPathways. Since the subtests are scored separately, you're not stuck retaking everything if you miss the mark on just one part. That saves time, money, and stress. So, what does it take to pass the ParaPathways test? There isn't one universal passing score. Each state sets its own requirement, so the score you'll need depends on where you're applying. For example, in Indiana, you'll need at least a 332 in reading and writing, and a 334 in math to qualify. Other states may set slightly different benchmarks, which is why it's really important to double check what applies where you live. The best place to find the exact passing score for your state is the official ETS website at parapro.ets.org. That way, you'll know exactly what number you're shooting for before test day. But what we do know is the focus of the test is shifting from simply measuring whether you know the content to asking whether you can apply the content to help students in real-world classroom settings. If you're ready to register, you'll go through the ETS Praxis website just like other Praxis exams. You can look up ParaPathways by its combined code 5757 or by the individual subtest codes 5758 and 5759 if you want to schedule them separately. During the transition year, remember to double-check your state's education agency. Some states will accept a passing ParaPro score, others may already prefer ParaPathways, and some will accept either one until the ParaPro is fully phased out. So make sure you know what your local requirements are before you choose which exam to take. Here's what you need to know in a nutshell. The ParaPro is on its way out starting September 2025. You'll see ParaPathways offered alongside it, but only for 1 year. Beginning in September 2026, ParaPathways is the only option for paraprofessional certification. It's focused on real classroom application, and it comes with professional development modules that will actually support your career long term. If you're planning to test in the next year, make sure you pay attention to that transition period and check with your state for their requirements. And if you're looking ahead to 2026 and beyond, it's all ParaPathways. I'll be covering updates as ETS releases new information. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure you subscribe. That way you'll have everything you need to succeed on this brand new exam. Thank you for watching.